Fun with flour power. Why make pizza? Making pizza at home is really fun. It's an activity that brings people together, whether it's a group of friends, a family, or even a solo adventure. The process of making pizza is filled with laughter, creativity, and a sense of accomplishment. It's much cheaper than ordering takeaway. When you make pizza at home, you can buy ingredients in bulk and save money. Plus, you get more pizza for your buck and the satisfaction of knowing you made it yourself. You can get everyone involved. Making pizza is a collaborative effort. Kids can help with kneading the dough, friends can add their favorite toppings, and everyone can share their unique pizza-making tips and tricks. It's a great activity for families and friends. It creates a bonding experience that is both fun and rewarding. The kitchen becomes a hub of activity filled with the sounds of laughter and the aroma of fresh ingredients. Plus, you can choose exactly what you want on your pizza. Whether you prefer a classic margherita, a meat lover's delight, or a veggie-packed masterpiece, the choice is entirely yours. Homemade pizza is also healthier. You control the ingredients. You can opt for whole wheat dough, low-fat cheese, and an abundance of fresh vegetables. This way you know exactly what you're eating. You can use fresh veggies and less cheese. This not only makes the pizza healthier, but also more flavorful. The freshness of the ingredients really shines through in every bite. This makes it a more balanced meal. Pair your homemade pizza with a fresh salad, and you've got a meal that's both delicious and nutritious. Making pizza is satisfying on so many levels. You get to see the dough rise. Watching the dough transform from a simple mixture of flour, water, and yeast into a fluffy, airy base is truly magical. It's a science experiment you can eat. Then, you smell the delicious aroma while it bakes. The scent of baking pizza fills your home, creating an inviting and comforting atmosphere. It's a smell that promises good times and great food. Finally, you take a bite of your own creation. The first bite is always the best, filled with the flavors of your chosen ingredients and the satisfaction of having made it yourself. There's nothing quite like it. The joy of sharing a homemade pizza with loved ones is unmatched. It's a culinary adventure that ends with smiles, full bellies, and happy hearts. Pizza Pantry, your shopping list. Let's gather our ingredients. You'll need some basic things. These are easy to find at the supermarket. Flour gives structure to our dough. Use strong white bread flour for a chewy crust. Yeast is alive. It makes the dough rise and gives it a light texture. Water helps activate the yeast. It also binds the ingredients together. Use warm water for best results. Salt adds flavor to the dough. It also controls the yeast activity. Olive oil adds flavor and makes the dough soft. These simple ingredients are all you need for a delicious pizza base. Dough power. Mixing, kneading, and proofing. The foundation of any great pizza starts with the dough. It's a process that requires patience, precision, and a bit of love. Now let's make the dough. Gather all your ingredients: flour, yeast, warm water, sugar, salt, and olive oil. Having everything ready will make the process smoother. It's easier than you think. With a few simple steps, you'll have a perfect dough ready for your pizza. First, mix the yeast with warm water. The water should be just warm to the touch, not hot, to activate the yeast properly. Add a pinch of sugar to help it activate. The sugar acts as food for the yeast, helping it to grow and create bubbles. Let it sit for a few minutes until it gets foamy. This foam indicates that the yeast is alive and active, ready to work its magic on the dough. In a large bowl, mix the flour and salt. The salt adds flavor and helps to strengthen the dough. Make a well in the center. This well will hold the wet ingredients, making it easier to mix everything together. Pour in the yeast mixture and olive oil. The olive oil adds richness and helps to create a tender dough. Mix everything together until it forms a dough. Use a wooden spoon or your hands to combine the ingredients thoroughly. Now, the fun part: kneading. Kneading develops the gluten in the flour, giving the dough its structure and chewiness. Sprinkle some flour on your work surface. This will prevent the dough from sticking as you knead it. Turn out the dough and knead it for about 10 minutes. This may seem like a long time, but it's essential for developing the dough's texture. Push, fold, and turn the dough until it becomes smooth and elastic. You'll know it's ready when it springs back when you press it lightly. Finally, put the dough back in the bowl. Make sure the bowl is lightly oiled to prevent the dough from sticking. Cover it with a clean cloth. This keeps the dough from drying out as it rises. Let it rest in a warm place for about an hour. This is called proofing. The dough will rise and double in size, becoming light and airy. The dough will double in size. This is a sign that the yeast has done its job, creating a perfect base for your pizza. Shaping your masterpiece, from blob to base. Our dough is ready. Punch it down gently to release the air. Divide it into 2 balls. Now let's shape our pizza bases. Sprinkle some flour on your work surface. Take 1 bowl of dough and flatten it with your hands. Then use a rolling pin to roll it out into a circle or a square. You want the base to be about ½ an inch thick. Don't make it too thin or it will burn. If you don't have a rolling pin, you can use your hands to stretch the dough. Just be gentle. Section 5. Sauce and cheese, the dynamic duo. Every pizza needs a delicious sauce. You can use store-bought sauce, but making your own is easy and honestly tastes even better. Simply simmer some chopped tomatoes with garlic, oregano, salt, and pepper. Now for the cheese. Mozzarella is the classic choice for pizza. It melts beautifully and has a mild flavor. You can also use cheddar, provolone, or even goat cheese. Grate the cheese yourself for the best melting. Section 6. Topping mania. Unleash your inner artist. This is where it gets really fun. You can add any toppings you like. Let's start with the basics. Veggies like mushrooms, onions, peppers, olives, tomatoes, spinach, and artichokes. For meats, you have pepperoni, sausage, ham, bacon, and chicken. And don't forget others like pineapple, if you like, jalapenos, and fresh herbs like basil. Remember, don't overload your pizza with toppings. Too much can make the crust soggy. Add your toppings in layers. Start with sauce, then cheese, then your other toppings. Section 7. Pizza oven power. Baking to perfection. In this section, we will guide you through the steps to achieve the perfect pizza crust and toppings, ensuring your homemade pizza rivals that of any pizzeria. Preheat your oven as hot as it will go, around 500 degrees Fahrenheit or 260 degrees Celsius. This high temperature is crucial for achieving a crispy, well-cooked crust and perfectly melted toppings. If you have a pizza stone, put it in the oven while it preheats. The pizza stone absorbs and retains heat, which helps to create a crispy crust by evenly distributing the oven's heat. A pizza stone helps to create a crispy crust. It mimics the effect of a traditional brick oven, giving your pizza that authentic restaurant-quality texture. Carefully transfer your pizza to a baking sheet or pizza peel. This step requires a bit of finesse to ensure the toppings stay in place and the dough doesn't tear. Slide it onto the hot pizza stone or baking sheet. The key is to do this quickly and smoothly to maintain the oven's high temperature and ensure even cooking. Bake for 10 to 15 minutes or until the crust is golden brown and the cheese is bubbly and melted. The high heat will cook the pizza quickly, so keep an eye on it to prevent burning. Keep an eye on the pizza while it bakes. Watching it through the oven door can help you gauge when it's done, ensuring you don't overcook or undercook your masterpiece. Every oven is different, so the cooking time may vary. It's important to know your oven's quirks and adjust the time accordingly. Use a timer to keep track, but also rely on visual cues like the color of the crust and the bubbling of the cheese. Section 8. Pizza Pro Tips. Avoiding common mistakes. Here are a few tips to help you achieve pizza perfection. Don't use too much yeast. Too much yeast can make the dough rise too quickly and then collapse. Don't over-knead the dough. Over-kneading can make the crust tough. Don't overcook the pizza. Overcooking will result in a dry and burnt crust. Let the pizza cool slightly before slicing. This will prevent the toppings from sliding off. Section 9. Slice, serve, enjoy. Your homemade pizza is ready. Use a pizza cutter or a sharp knife to slice it into pieces. Serve it hot and fresh. Enjoy it with your favorite people and drinks. Making pizza at home is a rewarding experience. It's a chance to be creative, have fun, and enjoy a delicious meal with loved ones.